the Ministry of Health has launched yet another service under universal health coverage. This new service includes conducting pap smears using liquid-based cytology, which will assist in eliminating cervical cancer.
This new method of conducting pap smears is more comfortable and more convenient. So ladies, contact your nearest wellness center to get to know about our pap smear clinics.
Turnaround time for HPV testing is 1 week. Any abnormal or positive test, there'll be a following week for cytology testing. We're also going to test for HPV strains 16 and 18, which are the most aggressive, which cause cervical cancer. We can also test for other STIs, such as herpes simplex type 1 and type 2, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and others.
Patients with an abnormal HPV and an abnormal cytology shall be referred to the colposcopy clinic. At that clinic, we shall assure that you get the proper treatment and guidance.
So come in and access this new service. Your health is our priority.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City C opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man,
into and staying with the Real FM Radio, MBC Television. For the Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer on this Thursday, the 10th of October 2024. Our program, as you know, airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on the above mentioned platforms, in addition to Facebook Live, and I think we also stream live on YouTube, although we sometimes may have a little wobble here and there depending on how things go. Today, not perhaps one of the most complete, because I think our regular Facebook live page for MBC Television is down. An alternative link has been posted thanks to our news editor, Cecil Actil, and our station manager for Real FM Radio, Nigel Nicholas. I've given an alternative link, but I think the primary link for Real FM is still available and it's still active. I think we've had 2 feeds, one for the television station, which we simulcast on, and one for the radio station, which is where primarily we host the program and we identified as. That is why when others were being taken down from access to Canada, you could still see the real issues, because it is principally a radio program hosted in the radio division and radio studio of McDowell Broadcasting Corporation, and simulcast on the TV, and also available on Facebook Live and so on. So we're still basically shooting well, shooting straight, as they say, firing on almost all cylinders. And if you are in any way inconvenienced by the Facebook matter, stay tuned. Just hang in there. You never know if it'll just resolve itself, and the corrective measures that we are taking, that it'll suddenly come to you and that you will benefit and be able to access. But if you're having any inconvenience in that regard, we are sorry, we apologize, and we hope that everything will smooth out pretty soon. As I promised you yesterday, that today we are going to have once again co-hosting with me The Real Issues, Terence Fenelon. He's seated, he's ready. Like I said, he's a man always chomping at the bit, ready and raring to go. Terry, good afternoon, and thank you once again for being here. And the people always look forward to you being here. I think they've gotten to like you. You've become very popular, and so I expect you're going to be a staple and a regular,
Yes, thank you, comrade. Thanks for having me. And the viewers, listeners, it's really a pleasure to be here. Sheldon, I want to thank all those who have met me on the road, wherever, in my place where I exercise. The discourse that we have had, tremendous. And sometimes, Shelton, even things that sometimes when we're on the program we forget, they remind me. I had a very nice conversation with one of the listeners on Sunday, and he was reminding me all the thing I was talking about, education, etc., etc. Here it is that he's telling me, but you forgot that this guy wanted to defund Arthur Lewis Community College. Did you remember that? Did you?
Yes, of course I did.
Yes. Well, and we don't speak about that. That is something that we don't speak about.
Yeah.
This guy was in the house talking about it cost about $9,000 per student, and they're not getting $9,000 worth of education and all that kind of crap. But we have to deal with it, and we shall deal with it.
Yes.
Shakwan, if you could put up my page for me, please. I'm trying to pull up the stuff I've sent to you. And apparently, last week our page got taken down on Facebook. Shelton, were you aware? Yeah,
yes,
you were?
Yes, I was. Yes.
And I think I know why. We never mentioned the word, but I think the interpretation, some people had to one of the images.
Yes.
Facebook must have felt it was not appropriate. There was nothing inappropriate or inappropriate about it.
Especially if it is reported. If someone, jumps on it and reports. Because there are a lot of people who don't like what we're doing. Who don't like us being functional.
That's
and
right.
They will look for anything. There's some people who dedicate themselves entirely to malice and mischief.
That's right. And so they reported this to Facebook and took it. So I think what we have this today is more palatable.
Yes.
More appealing. And Chopin, if you could just show it. Again, as I told you, once I'm on, I have an overarching theme. The tale of two prime ministers. We're contrasting. This is going to be down to elections, and we're going to show the difference. Now today I'm a little angry. I'm a little. Yes. I'm my fashy. I'm coming to that.
So you belong to another
side. Look at that. Look at that picture there. Look at this guy smiling. But it's yesterday I saw him dancing at the Taiwanese National Day. And he's smiling. You know why he's smiling? He told a friend of mine, I can smile, I'm happy. You know why? Because I'm not doing papi show with the people's money.
Exactly.
And I'm not squandering, I'm not wasteful, and I'm not doing, well, there's another word I wanted to use. So what I'm doing is fine.
Okay.
And we just got word that we're about to grow by 7.something%.
Yes.
That will be 4 years of consecutive positive growth.
Yes.
This year, 7 point. So that's why this. Look at him. The man is happy, and somebody had to call them a nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm coming to that. I heard you dealt with that,
Yes. But you want to add some.
But he's not just the prime minister, He's my
Yes.
parliamentary representative.
Indeed.
I have known this guy for so long. As far as I know, nobody has complained about his body odor. Nobody says he has halitosis. Nobody says anything. But somebody with nothing to say. Well, as I told you last week, Shakespeare's of shit. Sorry about that. That's a direct quote from somebody describing thing. Trump.
Yes.
Picasso's of pettiness. You have no issue that you could dissect or debate, but you're going to call my parliamentary representative nasty. And nasty is a very
it's very strong.
Very strong. I looked up the meaning there, and I had to. I always try to put things in context. So, highly unpleasant, especially to the senses, physically nauseating. Now, it can't be that.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. It can't be that.
There can be only one thing. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. So
some people, they throw out these barbs of disrespect, and they hope that others will allow themselves.
But I want to today focus on what is nasty and what actions we can consider nasty. You're going to call a man who is delivering from the. The man is smiling there in the thing, because this month, hot people will be elevated.
Yes.
With the minimum wage.
Minimum wage month.
Minimum wage month.
Yes.
So people who are getting $500 will be getting $1,100. Hot people.
That's right.
We elevating them. Livable. A livable wage.
And people who work an 8 hours are guaranteed that
that's
they
right.
get at least $50.
50. I mean,
yeah.
And you're going to call this man nasty? There is a man. Today I drove by. I live in Cashie's. That's my parliamentary rep. I always pass by the constituency office, and I'm looking at a chess courser. But ladies and gentlemen, in a while I'll show you what is nasty.
Do you have a picture of the constituency office?
Now, I wanted to stop and take it. Somebody can send it.
Let's have one.
Let's take a picture.
I retired from a senior civil servant. Immediately upon airing my commentary,
he sent that.
Send that image.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, did you see the image I just sent you? It's a still. Let's just put it on the screen.
Yes, right.
And ask people what is so wrong about that constituency office, the building, everything that would be an assault on people's eyes, as the a former minister is insinuating.
Yeah, let's look at the picture there.
Yeah. Yes, we have it on now. Okay, there it is. This is the building we're talking about.
I know the building very well.
What is so revolting about the look of that building? You want to go to the back, which is probably bordering some waterway or some ravine or whatever. A couple
they share border somebody.
Things of land loose, that might be growing there that we expect. That's what you're going and look for. That's what you're calling nasty.
But you're calling the prime minister of the country nasty.
Yeah.
Now I have to take offense because that's my parliamentary rep, and I have to defend him today.
Yeah.
So there is a meaning that it's especially unpleasant to the sense. But there's another one. Behaving in an unpleasant or spiteful way. Now I'm going to focus on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, is there anything in the character of our prime minister that you could say that he has been behaving in an unpleasant or spiteful way? Every action, every policy that he has articulated, that he has presented, is to see about the elevation of the citizen. Today, as we see, minimum wage month, to elevate our people from poverty, the pensioners, the payment of CXC fees, facilities fees paid. Even those people you give the little kakata every month, the
income
support program. Everything about this man,
the housing
assistance program,
assistance program.
Those people who are, somebody just called me today because they found out that I'm on a committee for Unipass.
What was that again?
The Unipass, where students who are doing the first degrees, they are accessing tertiary education, who may, they started off funding themselves, but they have run into difficulty because of something. This guy sent Philip, put in a fund there, a sizable chunk of money to assist to give them a grant to get them through.
Is that the same Philip who reinstated the distress
Oh
fund?
yeah,
You know?
I mean
that some people saw
so
it was no use.
use
and
and
they
they
just blew it
discarded
away.
it.
All right, okay.
demolition man.
So there's a consistency of character and good heart, bon che.
That's right.
In
the
that
man,
Yeah, right.
you're calling this guy nasty, and everything about him is about the elevation of the people of St. Lucia, the citizens.
Solving problems
Problems.
where they exist, because we saw that there was some outrage and outcry over what's happening at OKU, and very instantly did he find the money, 11 or 15 million dollars it was, from the CIP and so on to come to OKU
That's
to
right.
address the
problem.
problems that was already beginning to show signs that people were planning to.
It doesn't mean that the
protest.
problem will solve overnight.
Exactly.
But he's taking. He was not animated. He didn't get angry. He called the doctors and the nurses and the association together and said, "Let's hand that out. We need to find a way." Is this a spiteful guy? You know what I mean? Is this a guy you'll call nasty because he is spiteful? But I'll tell you what is nasty. Well, you see, Lisa, I hope you've seen that there, because let me.
Which Lisa, Senator?
Yes, Senator Lisa Juari.
She had a great program last night.
Oh yes. I looked at it.
And you know what was great about her program for the most part? A replay of
Of
herself.
ourselves. Yeah.
So good.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a guy who just acting. Now I'll tell you, you acting prime minister for one day, you sign 40 direct awards. But there has to be something very unpleasant about that. I'm thinking, because looking at the second definition of nasty, unpleasant or in a person, that cannot be right. Direct awards are supposed to be for emergencies.
Exactly.
If you find yourself in a dire situation, there's a landslide, people houses, people lives, so you mobilize equipment quickly because you cannot go through the normal processes.
Yeah, but direct awards is being used
30?
as a backdoor
But-
way to dole out money to who you want to dole out money and so on. It was like there was a complete obliteration of tendering and competitive bidding. I mean,
But-
this was thrown
And
out
I'll
the window.
and I'll show you what is so nasty about it. Jaquan, if you got the last letter I sent you, it concerns the direct award for St. Jude's. Now, I'm not going to focus on the $70 million. Maybe Frederick, Honorable Richard Frederick has like sacked.
And suspiciously, those direct awards were almost always.
Can you get the last sentence for me, please, in that? I want to put that on the screen. Let me show the people what nasty is. You understand? How dare you call the Prime Minister nasty? You fellas are this. No, I'm not going to call you any names. I'll not sing to your level. But if you get that direct award for me, the last sentence, if it's possible to flash it on the screen. I'll tell you what is nasty about that, because you see this.
Did you highlight it for him?
Oh shucks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. If I told you, I had to search for that. The phone is
him scrolling.
Yeah,
It might be a bit difficult.
But maybe I can read it, because you see in every direct award, you see when you're doing something that is not correct, that is not right, you put in a clause there to. So listen to the last clause. Every direct award that was given, and listen to how nasty it is, because you want to put the civil servants on the back foot. So you want to make sure that they comply. So they have to think about their mortgage, their rent, their car note, the children to send to school, the loans they have paying. So when they think about these things and you give that directive, they have no choice but to comply.
Yes.
So even if they want to tell you, well, it is not proper, etc., and they want to write that, they're shaking because there's a warning here, a veiled threat. Talking about nastiness.
Maybe not so veiled, when we consider who it was. That what did it say? Transparency,
accountability is to honor us.
Is to honor us, right?
It
hinders development and this kind of thing. So maybe not. Maybe
failure to comply. Now listen to this. This is a direct award for $70 million to complete one floor of the box. All right, you have it there. You could highlight it for the people. I'm going to read it. So read it. You could read it with me, people. Failure to comply with this above instruction will render your ministry in breach of section 17(2) and 3 at the procurement and it's a little fuzzy there in my thing, of stores regulations, chapter 15.01. In other words, si upa fes amwe do a let's crapo will smoke your pipe. That's nasty.
Later on, I think the Attorney General in that cabinet saw that this thing was just too egregious, too outrageous. And when it was sent to him 4 days, I think, before the election, he just killed it there.
That's a level of nastiness we saw in government.
Yes.
You want to call the Prime Minister nasty? For what? But I'm so happy that you volunteered paint, because now we know the St. Jude's paint is still around. Just now you'll offer him tiles, because the St. Jude tires, we need to find the tires. And you'll say, well, you'll need a washing machine for your constituency office. So all this St. Jude's material, the material that we can find, you know where they are, so you could give paint.
Yes.
I was happy for that, you know.
Yes.
Because now we know where the St. Jude's paint, that was not disposed of, so it must be somewhere around, right? The tires are around, so you could give us some tires to put in the constituency office, and the washing machines and stuff. So we know they are around. So give us a St. Jude material. You want to call people nasty. But that's the nastiness that occurred during the period 2016 to 2021. So you are issuing direct awards. Hot direct awards. Endless direct awards. But there is always a threat. Well, you say it's not veiled anymore. Knowing who the people, the administration.
You just have to see that there is what we call a stream of consciousness.
That's right.
And it basically is so well manifested throughout the entire coterie or network or whatever you call it. That the very same, clique whose leader tells you that transparency is very onerous and it stifles development and so on, that you're going to find somebody behaving like that with direct awards, because the process of tendering and competitive bidding, top tracker, man. Yes.
The poor civil servants.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I want to feel sorry for them, but some of them you cannot be writing a check for $7.3 million.
Yes.
When you know the Finance Act say you cannot do that. You give 10%. Special prosecutor, that's a low-hanging fruit.
Well, you know the thinking. If the law or whatever says you cannot do that, but it doesn't say specifically that if you do it, you'll take a dose of jail.
Right.
No sanction, no penalty is prescribed for it. So
That's
you can
right.
go ahead. Deputy Speaker.
And that's what it did.
Constitution says there shall be a Deputy Speaker. But the Constitution doesn't say if you don't have a Deputy Speaker, the Prime Minister will be hauled by the seat of his pants.
Oh, you have to convene Parliament within 30 days.
Yeah, within 30 days.
And your response, and the response was important, instructive, But there are no sanctions.
It doesn't say anything will happen to you.
That is a mind of a despot.
So anybody who comes, particularly to government with that kind of mindset, it means this person is not interested in upholding the stability and the consistency and everything that makes for a government and calling a country a country.
Correct. Yeah. So you could see the mind. So you talk about nastiness. This is nasty. This is nasty. You're talking about a man, one minister wants to hold the people and the government. You want to bind them. The Pajot letter.
Yes.
Not letter, sorry. Letters. And one bank was actually trying to get involved in that, You wanted to commit you're not the Minister of Finance. So really, that's out of your remit. That you but you're writing Pajot letter to people for loans we have already secured. Right? You're going to scrap that and go out of Parliament to commit the country to $180 million.
Yes.
So who would have been paid?
Without the requisite approval of Parliament, because these kinds of things, they must come about through Parliament.
And to make it worse, now I have to say that I have a lot of Adventist friends. I love you all. Some of you all are very, very, very. Your testimony is very good. Very good. You are shining. I've worked with a few. Let me tell you, very upright. But seriously, when you see certain people on the pulpit, man, they say sometimes church is a place where the devil goes to hide his misdeeds,
Yesterday, I
play that video for me there of this man. I mean, lies, boldface, bluffing, etc. You know what I mean? You know about nastiness in government? This is nasty. Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen.
I cannot verify where this letter came from. It bears my signature, as I see, of a picture of something on the internet. There's so much happening.
When I spoke to the minister, he's indicated that there's no letter that he has in his office with his signature that pertains to that.
Mr. Speaker, I am going to say again, I signed Pajot a letter. I am going to say again, I signed Pajot a letter. I signed Pajot a letter, but I didn't sign for a vehicle that was belonging to the state. I signed Pajot a letter.
I cannot verify where this letter came from. It bears my signature, as I see, of a picture of something on the internet. There's so much happening.
When I spoke to the minister, he's indicated that there's no letter that he has in his office with his signature that pertains to that.
Mr. Speaker, I am going to say again, I signed for Joe a letter. I am going to say again, I signed for Joe a letter. I signed for Joe a letter, but I didn't sign for a vehicle that was belonging to the state. I signed for Joe a letter.
Talk about nastiness in government. Bullfish. You're facing the camera and you denying that your signature, you signed that.
No, but he's saying that he saw the letter.
Saw the thing.
It has his signature. He doesn't say it has what appears to be my signature.
It
has my signature, but I don't know where it came from.
Okay.
And you did not cause an investigation to immediately commence in that, because what you are insinuating with one corner of your mouth is that a letter bearing a clever forgery or your signature was lifted and placed on it. On the other hand, the letter is genuine, but you do not know where it came from, but yet you say effectively it has my signature on it, what appears to be my signature. Then you go in Parliament to mépriser somebody. I sign it, but I did not sign for people to have vehicle and so on. Why do we have a Finance Administration Act?
Yes.
You know, if people can so cavalierly, if people can so nonchalantly just step outside the requirements of that act. When you were sworn in as a minister, what some words of the oath said that you swore to do so and so and so, Her Majesty, His Majesty, whatever heirs and successors, according to law. You said that you swore to conduct the business that is entrusted to you according to law. You know, you are a minister who took an oath and so on. And that oath has to be with utmost fidelity to the laws and regulations and constitution of the country. You can't just go and do things like for Joe a letter. How does that fall within the remit of the Finance Administration?
And you're not the Minister of Finance.
You know, I mean, come on.
Now, when I heard that, I was like, but you should be calling Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
Because that's a major breach. Somebody was able to get into your office on your letterhead, forge your signature, and you did nothing about it.
Yeah.
You lied to your... Well, I don't know if you lied to the Prime Minister or the Prime Minister is lying there, because he said you told him.
Maybe the Prime Minister is just some go-suity ways.
That's right.
Abetting things, and, you know, playing as if he had nothing to do with it, because this is a betting, you know.
Yeah, aiding and abetting the crime. So you all did not call Scotland Yard, you all did nothing. And talk about nasty? Well, that's nasty. Then you take the police, so you're a policeman. You go up to Corinth or Granivier and you raided a man's space, and the man is, and the man gives us the best rate. The man say, if this guy is going to hell, if this guy is going to heaven, he wants to go to hell. The man was so
he don't want to be in the same place.
The man was safeguarding the St. Jude's material.
Which he was asked to do. It wasn't a case where he and others just went and they took it. Things were stored at different places because there was not available publicly owned storage for those things. They had warehouse space. They had temperature control. They were being asked to provide a service, you know.
And then you go with camera in tow. Because you figure that somebody was trying to guide the government. You know, and you embarrass the man. And, you know, and the man is like, but I mean, states and what's happening there, because everything there is above board. I'm doing it for you. I have all the letters. This thing is being stored at the correct temperature, the right temperature, and everything, because you don't just store that there. And you went there, embarrass them, and make people believe that the man is some criminal and a thief.
Who stole things.
And you're about nasty.
And then you went and you took all the paint and all the things. I understand the paint had to be dumped. A lot of it.
Well, I think he's offering it to.
No, he's not offering Philip. He's asking the public.
But that's a decoy.
Yeah, to donate it. And hear this again now. You know, endless equipment, including laundry equipment and all, that was supposed to be housed in a manner that moisture, because we live in very humid climates. You understand?
That's right.
You know, a lot of that equipment may not be usable, or what we'll have to do to service it and to clean out a whole lot of things and so on. It's problematic, you know.
Minister of Health, I heard you all did an audit. You have to. You see, we hiding too much, you know. You know, I have to blame something. You all there, fellas want to. Let me use this. Choke out your eye and you let playing softball with these guys. Chico, they want to take everybody to court, and you know the kind of thing he did. Enough. Ernest says, I will not take him to court. Will not take him to court. Had you spoken to me, I'll tell you. File that case for malfeasance in public office, because this was calculated to that time. tarnish your name. And they're not good. They are not your friends. They don't love you. And then we're going to let them escape and go. No, brother. You know, these guys are nasty. You know, I talk about nastiness. You call him my prime minister nastiness. The money is so cool. The money is so calm and collected there. You're talking about that. You have, again, you know, apart from the thing, CHTTI.
Let's come to that after the break.
Okay, let's
1 o'clock has come upon us already. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, accompanied by an again on fire and informed Terence Fenelon. We'll be right back to continue with him after the break.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The Ministry of Health has launched yet another service under universal health coverage. This new service includes conducting pap smears using liquid-based cytology, which will assist in eliminating cervical cancer.
This new method of conducting pap smears is more comfortable and more convenient. So ladies, contact your nearest wellness center to get to know about our pap smear clinics.
Turnaround time for HPV testing is 1 week. Any abnormal or positive test, there'll be a following week for the cytology testing. We're also going to test for HPV strains 16 and 18, which are the most aggressive, which cause cervical cancer. We can also test for other STIs, such as herpes simplex type 1 and type 2, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and others.
Patients with an abnormal HPV and an abnormal cytology shall be referred to the colposcopy clinic. At that clinic, we shall assure that you get the proper treatment and guidance.
So come in and access this new service. Your health is our priority.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The man. Christianity look bad. One Christian can be so satanic? ? Referring to the Prime Minister in such a way while making a big issue about Black Julian? Gosh, man. That's a message. Some messages are Seventh-day Adventist. Someone I know to be a Seventh-day Adventist. And they had, I wonder why the organization has not taken a stand on this guy. My reply was, talks about slandering people is demonic, but has no hesitation or remorse about slandering people, including his own church brethren like Joachim Henry, in the vilest imaginable ways from the political platform. That is why Joachim and his wife found it necessary to confront him, if I remember well, in the Forest SDA Church while he was on the pulpit preaching. The person replies, that is definitely not what the church teaches, you know. A place he should never have been, referring to the conduct, given his conduct in public, you know. And the individual continues. I didn't ask for that, you know, just wrote me when they heard, you know, the piece about the person. And, you know, there is something that is in one of the books, is it in the letter of Jude, which talks about certain people who have an evil bent to them, and one of the manifestations of it is that they are not afraid to speak evil of dignitaries.
That's right.
You can criticize a prime minister. This is a democracy. But the manner of going after him over the alleged condition of his constituency office and talking about how he's just nasty and this kind of thing. The person continues, this man is a disgrace to the Christian community.
Correct.
You know, Christianity can whatever, they said tie, but I'm not sure it means being Christ-like can give a politician an advantage. I am Adventist. I have been a Seventh-day Adventist from a child. My reply to him was okay. That's unsolicited. Somebody came and said, you know, you can't be one person on the pulpit and a totally different person on the political platform. I'm not saying you come and preach the gospel on the political platform, but in the same way as I wouldn't say you go and give political speech in the church and so on.
Yeah.
But to be somebody who really castigates people for slandering, and then you can come and speak in that kind of manner about a dignitary, you know, the highest executive office of leadership in the country and so on, and to speak that kind of way about them. I mean, come on, what do you expect?
That's right.
You know, and this is what I'm saying, you know. Those of us who come to, how they call it, to equity, whatever, must come with clean hands. You can't come and talk about wrongs in the country and you are sitting in a cabinet and seeing one of the most blatant, most glaring, most egregious wrongs of money that is state money under an agreed program to disburse a certain amount annually to every parliamentary representative so that they can deal with certain things that come to them in the constituency. And without any reason, without any saying we are stopping it for that because they have not met this requirement or whatever it is, just cutting it off like the country's money belongs to you. It does not mean the people in the constituency and so on. And for no reason. You sat in that government. You were in the parliament. You were a very senior person.
That's nasty.
And not once did you ever say,
that you crying for? You just have to cry. Is that the heart of a Christian?
You know?
That you crying for?
You know, this is
just that to cry.
This is so spiteful.
The wickedness, the nastiness, and you're going to refer the prime minister as nasty.
Yeah.
Now, after you see this Belrose doctrine,
and not only that, look at this prime minister who was leader of the opposition at the time. He has come into office. And he has made a point of saying we're not doing what they did to us.
And you're going to refer to this guy.
And the constituency program is going, albeit there are only two of them.
Yeah.
But the same leader who was prime minister at the time, he is getting his allocation.
Sure.
You know?
And they can boast. I get $400,000 a quarter.
You know what I mean?
You see. You know, but you see, you reference the Belrose doctrine. And I'll tell you nastiness, you know, because I have to tell you how that Belrose doctrine affected me, you know, and affected people I worked with, you know, their health, etc. Tell you that I have a voice note where a minister is saying this guy is a labor operative, he supports the Labour Party, so we're not doing anything for him. An institution you're going to make suffer. Now, I have to say it strong because I don't want to get emotional on that one. Because that Belrose doctrine is so dangerous. You see, that's why I have to harp on it, because people don't understand what it is when you are targeted because of your association and you are deprived of state resources when you qualify for it, you know. You are victimized because of your political affiliation. But one of these days when the VAP take me, I'll play it. Although I don't want to compromise other people, you know, because this guy is a labor operative. You know, he supports the Labour Party and every September he gives us problems, so we're not doing anything. I will let you all know. I have that story to tell. I have to tell that story because that's a story that has affected me. It affected my health. It affected the health of my colleagues.
And let me tell you, as a former school principal, I think you probably know the story of Brian Auguste.
Yes.
He was the principal of the Rockwall Primary and so on. You know?
Yeah.
Because the man came and pointed out to certain things that were neglected and so on.
Yes.
They actually worsened the neglect that the man resigned and he said rather than have the students be paying because
him.
of attempts
Yeah.
that they're making, you know, to discredit him and that he prefers to resign. The man cut short, you know, a very long career
I
as
know
an
him well.
educator and a principal.
And he had
because they were putting the squeeze deliberately on the school to get at him. This is the kind of things.
But I will tell my story because let me just tell you. You know, I have a colleague who, should I say that? Maybe I should ask for permission. Although I'm not calling names.
Do that, yeah.
But when your health and people neglecting that because you are perceived to be a Labour supporter, or you're on the other side, and they applied. You know, in all my career, I've worked with under Sir John, all of them. I have never had an issue, you know, until 2016 to 2021. You know. And brother man, I overcame most things, but the bellows doctrine got me. It got me, you know. I could not defeat it, and we paid a heavy price.
I'm sure you know the story of Frank Charles.
Oh yeah. This man didn't get paid for a long time.
The man did contract work which was already approved and certified that yes he did it and yes it is approved for payment. But before he could actually get his check, the government changed.
That's right.
And a certain minister made no secret of the fact that he kept this thing in abeyance for 5+ years.
That is nastiness.
You're not getting a dime. The payment is already approved by all the required checks and verifications and so on, and the approval is there. Government comes and your first order of business is to block that
the man,
and make sure
victimize him.
I mean, come on.
And you talk about nasty?
Yeah, come on.
Who's more nasty?
The man had to wait 5+ years to get his payment.
And all the time interest accumulated at the bank. So when he got his thing, you know, he barely got anything. That is nasty, people. Not because you see a little shrub going there. We'll take care of that. People in cash resist, we'll do that. When we do our kutme, we'll pay. The building is good, in good condition. Our Prime Minister is not bothered about that, you know. Because people will take care of that. You know what he's bothered about? He says, you know what's happening in Florida now and in the States? Some natural disaster which might come and wipe away all the good that he has done. You understand? He's worried about his people eating well. His people being lifted from poverty. And you're going to call this guy nasty? Man, check yourself, man. CHTTI. Folks, you remember that? All of a sudden, a fly-by-night institution. No accreditation. Cabinet approves funding for CHTTI. Give them status. No accreditation. Young people sent to take loans. To come and do a course where the certificate is worthless. School collapses. Before that, NSDC. I mean, from the time I know NSDC from times.
Of course, yes.
Accredited institution. Doing fantastic work.
Of course.
And I could tell you as a principal, I have had to direct parents because that's why I'm so appreciative of the 4 new tech work schools. Because you know sometimes you see students, they're not dumb. Don't say they're not academic. They are academic. But you see the career path and they're bored, and so we have had to direct you know, to there, some to care, etc. Now that the 4 tech work schools are on, glory to God, hallelujah, praise the Lord. You understand? NSDC, fantastic institution, accredited, turning out skilled. The fellas wanted to match that up for CHTTI. In view for the understanding.
Wasn't there supposed to be a hotel trades training school at the Mon complex? I think that was deliberately marginalized and pushed aside because you know they wanted to bring some private enterprise. Do you remember the hotel?
Yes.
What became of it? You know, didn't it pass about wash to in that time and so on? I mean,
you want to mash up some demolition man? I tell you, this guy. There's no comparison, you know. You know, sure, when you could put up the little poster still, you know, because I want to point out that there's no comparison, you know. Demolition man, an institution that is accredited, doing fantastic work, training our solutions. You want to destroy it for what? An institution that is not accredited, and then you're going to make a budgetary allocation for that institution, you know. And then to add insult to injury, this guy is on TV taking money from the Taiwanese, but he's smart, He passes it to Dominic Fede to pass on to CHTTI. You know the conflict of interest?
Yeah.
You know, I can build 10 schools. That is nasty. That is deviant. You know? that you could apply. Get the second definition. That's what we're working on there. You know, on pleasant and stuff. That is what you're doing. Yeah, you could always put my little banner there, you know, the tale of two prime ministers there. You understand? You want to look at this guy who is there smiling and saying because the country is doing well, and we have people. The Bible instructs us, you know, to pray for our leaders.
Indeed.
We have to pray for this guy. You know? This guy is good. This guy is on the right path.
Yeah, don't describe the prime minister as a guy.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
To begin with,
sorry.
To begin with, it's overly familiar.
Yes.
Even the term of familiarity. You know that there could not have been a worse choice that you.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
Am I forgiven?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Absolutely. Look at the prime minister there. The man goes to bed. He doesn't no sleep over nonsensical things because you see, these guys are so desperate. They have nothing at all. I heard they have breaking news. Something about the housing thing, but the houses will be constructed. If the prime minister says houses will be constructed at Rockall, houses will be constructed at Rockall.
They're trying to link it to somebody who apparently
houses will be constructed at Rockall. Whether you believe Biswas or whatever it was, no, that will be taken care of. You understand? The prime minister is no fool. You understand? Look at him. Now look at the guy next door, demolition man. You know why I chose that photo? I really believe that's the time.
Now you're using the word guy in the right
context. Right, yeah. I believe this guy that day, that when he was there in England, you know, he was at the races. Because, you know, racing, what is the king, the sport of kings. So he was rubbing shoulders with the royal family up there. That must have been the time when he spent $8,000 a night for the hotel room.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You see how he's dressed there?
Yeah.
His hands behind his back, like, you know, colonization had no other conscience. And he's watching the races, you know, from his lofty position, you know what I mean? Because for him, it's champagne for the few. We're not forgetting our quota, Jacquan. It's not champagne for the fewer, it is water for all with our prime minister. But look at that champagne, sipping on the champagne, spending $8,000 a night for a hotel. That's nasty for me.
Yes.
Because that...
And has never given any explanation or acknowledgement or expressed any remorse, regret, or penitence over any of those things. They have something to say about everybody
else
but themselves.
Correct.
You know, the rental of from family of which he himself is a shareholder and so on. The $8,500 a night for a week stay in the UK and so on at taxpayers' expense. And on and on and on, the constituency development program, that egregious act of injustice and, you know, etc. Never look, well, we did this at the time and, you know, we've had time to think better of it. Nothing. You know, you all can beat your mouth. Let the dogs back. Let the jackasses bray. I did it and I did it, you know. You know, I could have left the vehicle running for 16 hours, you know, with the air condition running and so on because I want it to be cold when I get
money,
in.
so it's not your father's money.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But don't forget our local Sankara. It's not champagne for the few.
It's drinking
that's why our prime minister can smile because, you know, he's sharing the pie. And with the 7, trust me, I suspect in the next budget, when he presents that, I mean, we'll be smiling more. He has because you see he's telegraphing his policies. When things improve, I'll be paying 5 CXs. Up to now, these guys, I'm using it correctly now, all over the place, and they cannot tell you one thing they'll do if they ever elected. Well, you know, they'll not be elected again, but they can't tell you. So they New York, and they want to talk about the prime minister's daughter, and send barrel for only UWP. That is a policy, you know. You know, the Belrose doctrine, that's the linchpin of the cornerstone of the philosophy. So we're going to victimize you when you don't support us. Now we have to repudiate that. We have to reject that. Champagne, my partner, I saw him a few nights ago at the supermarket.
How's he doing?
Well, I wanted to speak to him, but you know, he was in the company of a fine female specimen, so I did not want to disturb him.
Okay.
But I want to tell him, Champagne, listen, man, listen. You know, on election day, we voted for Pierre, for the Philip J. Pierre. Because Champagne knows, you know, he was kicked unceremoniously, you know. The man does not even offer I say, come to a runoff. You know, how they rig the runoffs.
Yeah.
At least fool the man that way. Make the man believe. The man is on the thing with you on the night he's in. He was not he wasn't. I mean, come on, Champagne. And then next morning, you heard what he said. He can form a party who will be loyal to the people, not to a man or a party.
Mm-hmm.
So, Champagne, I know you have smelled the tea leaf, the coffee, I want you to wake up. On election day, I cannot meet you. Both of us going to be voting for Philip JP because, trust me, Philip JP would not have treated you in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
Just kicked you like a Apache Atsal. Put you aside because you don't matter. Nah, man, in the SLP, you matter. We will not treat you that way. You understand? That was a piece of nastiness. And you want to say the Prime Minister is nasty? On what grounds? On what grounds? You have no grounds. Check yourself, my brother. Check yourself. You understand? So let's go back to CHTI. My phone, somebody rang me there and they disrupted my thing there. I am on air and I don't have a device. Okay. So I was back to NSDC. You wanted to destroy that. And there was an allocation. Would you believe that? You want to defund Safalo, the irony, Safalo is the cure for poverty.
Yes. You want to defund Safalo, which included that hospitality training department and so on.
The irony.
Yes.
And then you're going to put an allocation to a school that is not accredited.
Or private enterprise.
Private enterprise.
Yeah, and the conflict of interest.
Yes.
A minister has a direct interest in it. Whether it's his wife or whatever, I mean, who can avoid seeing this thing as having some kind of implication for integrity in public life,
Yes,
especially when you come and say statements like, if I could buy 10 schools,
if I build 10 schools for my wife. And you talk about their children still paying loans, I understand, because they would promise certificates from CHTTI. They are still paying loans. And there's nothing, school has folded. They are left, carrying this weight.
Holding the bag.
Holding the bag and nothing.
Yeah.
And then you're going to turn around and call the Prime Minister nasty. Check. I mean, you must hold up a mirror to yourself, man. Check yourself in the mirror.
Tell me, in his long career in public life and politics, has anything even close to that ever been imputed or attributed or alleged about Philip JP?
Never.
Nothing like that.
Nothing.
Except, of course, what they try to invent.
And it can't stick because you see the man is not. He's not corrupt.
He's above board.
He does his things in a transparent way. He goes to parliament.
And when I said inventing, look at what they try to do about a vehicle he has, and he supposedly has house at Capri State. And how did he buy the vehicle that he has? It was gifted to him by some private sector thing, and all these sorts of things. They came up with something about the then still deputy police commissioner being his son or his godson. A whole lot. Even power and fiel relationships, they're trying to see if they can, it's a whole set of nonsensical talking points, that are being concocted, that are being, I don't know. It just sounds so below par.
Yes. Yeah. So let's look at some of the other pieces of nastiness. You don't have that. I'm going to read from my device there, which nobody please don't call me, don't WhatsApp me yet, please. I'm using this. The closure of Radio St. Lucia. And I was looking for a song. I'm driving. Booing to know that song. Somebody, if you have it, Chippy sang it. It's called. I'll not give you the name. I know the name, but it goes like, what they eating, what you ain't eating. What they drinking is what you ain't drinking. Where they living is where you ain't living. It's foreigners. But if you have that, call them. And all. Once I spoke to Boy, I said, but you have that. He cannot remember he wrote that song.
Oh my goodness me. He's been so prolific for all the years.
But somebody has that. And it just dawned on me, that if Radio St. Lucia was still in existence, I would have had that. Because all the archives
and so on.
This guy's just, and two foreigners, I'm saying it deliberately. One Frenchman and a South American just decided to close Radio St. Lucia and throw away the archives, all the material there. And that, mold because rain, sun, all kind of in an old building. So that is forever gone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That is nastiness.
You said a Frenchman and a South American. There's also somebody else who was on that board. I think the de facto deputy chairman or whatever it was. A lot of people don't know he was born in Barbados, A lot of people do not know this guy was born in Barbados. So you talk about a South American, a Frenchman, a Barbadian too. a place where good things have not been coming out, given what they did to the president of the Caribbean Development Bank, who was a St. Lucian, given what a Barbadian firm has been performing, the kind of performance it has been showing on the Millennium Highway and so on. We have not been getting a good hand out of Barbados at all in recent times.
That is nastiness. You will tell me a government that you are part of, you will stop a subvention to the Blind Welfare Association?
Talk about
nastiness. You want to call my prime minister, my parliamentary representative, you want to call him nasty? A
prime minister who, when you all saw a commissioner of police, because he was appointed during the term of the Labour Party, you all did everything when you all came in to push him aside. One of the best commissioners we could have had. I'm talking about Severin Moncheri. When you all couldn't do anything, you all kicked him upstairs to some post, whatever, that you all just to get him out of the force. And that is one of the things that complicated that impacts thing that they were talking about, because the one person that the investigators would have trusted to handle that impacts report, because of his integrity throughout the Caribbean. In Jamaica, he was regarded and rated and ranked as an assistant police commissioner. You all kicked him upstairs, and beyond that, you all couldn't move an inch forward with impacts report, because the subsequent person that you all brought in, because of the nature of his being politically appointed, that they did not want a political theater to be made of that report, which was not done by Impacts. It was done by MOCA, the major organized crime agency of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. But guess what? Philip J. comes in. His party wins the July 2021 elections. He does not do anything to abort the tenure of Milton Daisy as commissioner. He says no, let the man go, let his contract run its course. You know, when his contract ends his course, because he was already a retired man, they brought him back and so on. Philip J. did nothing to show any intimidation or victimization or disrespect, whatever, to Milton Daisy. He ran his entire course.
And I could tell you, some of my friends were up in arms because they figured it had to go.
Yes.
And I had to explain to them, man, you know, when you do those things, you cost the country money.
Yes.
You understand? You telling me? You're going to stop a subvention to the Blind Welfare Association? What kind of a heart you have, man? Like, what? No, I was about to say black hat. No, not a black hat. I don't know what, but it can't be that of a humanitarian or of a Christian.
Yes.
Can't be. You're going to tell me you're going to deny people work? Janine Compton, whose father...
Let's say maybe Janine Compton, you would consider her to be rated and pitched up there.
Yeah.
But you're going after little Malawi people in home caregivers and in step program down to that level. You're going after people like
that's
that.
That's nasty.
To send them home. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Ça c'est moun ki Japani ni de. Yo pa moun ki en Guatini. Let us say that Janine Compton, you might say, okay, John Compton's daughter.
Right.
You probably believe she's at a certain socioeconomic level. You probably believe she have a little money from somewhere and so on. You're going after people at the level of people who cleaning by the roadside.
What's the crime? The SLP supporters?
I mean, come on. You know, I mean, what kind of any, kind of magnanimity can you claim to be possessed of when you're going after people at that level? You understand? You're going to victimize them. You're somebody.
Imagine on 2 Mother's Days.
Yeah. It's
you're going to take the vendors' trays and dump them.
Yeah,
That's nasty.
Look at Richard Frederick. They have so much to say about. He has been in disagreement with the chaotic way that vendors are all over the place.
And he's organizing them.
But look at what he did.
He's organizing them.
There's a solution. Yes, I don't want you all cluttering the sidewalks by the Printry and on the boulevard, but I am going to do something to accommodate you all and to help you. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. That is the thinking. We're going to try to maintain order. We're going to try to do away with the chaos. But at the same time, it's not a case of move there, chase you out, throw the things and so on. We are offering solutions and alternatives.
That's right.
It's 1:30 already, Terry, so do a little, wrapping up because I would thank you.
Well, we could take some calls here. But you know about nastiness? Yeah. You're going to come in and the first order of business, you're going to tell the civil servants, well, Pell is on that. You're going to tell civil servants, you're no longer going to prepare the budget. I'm going to bring in a firm and pay them $15 million to do what you all have been doing. That's nasty. Because you're telling they're incompetent, they're not ready yet, they're not one of us. I have no confidence in you.
Are you better than the great Sir John Compton, who was Minister of Finance of this country for 30 years, 15 year stints, had faith in the people who worked in the public service, even when he went outside of what you would say was the established program. Who did he bring to be his Director of Finance? Vincentian, who was a lecturer in economics at the Mona campus, Dwight Venner, whose father, Clive Venner, had also been, financial secretary in St. Vincent and was served here, I think, as well. So you can almost say the man is St. Lucian, married to a St. Lucian and everything and all of that. The furthest he went was to bring a Vincentian who was practically a St. Lucian,
married to a St. Lucian.
Working at the University of West Indies, he brought him down, to try to bring things together. The big boys in that were Osbert Dovey, another St. Lucian. They never thought they had to go to Ernst & Young.
Peter Lansico.
Exactly,
my partner.
Yes, an economist. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
You know, you talk about nasty.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, even the flubos, I want to big. When you hear that kind of talk on your platform, reject it. Because they're not offering you solutions. They're not presenting to you any policies that will better your lives. They're not offering you hope. All they're offering is mepui, ad hominem attacks, nothing of substance. You understand? And come on, you have to have pride in your country. I saw on the status of one of my friends that there's a buzz in the country, never before, especially from 2016 to 2021. There's a buzz. So, I mean, you want to support your party, but let's be honest. These guys have no substance. They have presented to you no policies to advance your... And they had almost 6 years in office, and you saw that they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. When you contrast that, when you see our Prime Minister, Philip Chippier, all his policies, they're inclusive. They're not saying it's for X, Y, it's for everybody. Every St. Lucian benefit, including you. When your child reaches Form 5, he's not asking for a list of SLP supporters so you can pay for... No. That does not factor in. It's for everybody, you included.
Yes.
When laptops are being distributed, there's no segregation, as I showed you Miss Fortuna on the Masha grounds. And the first name was a Chico. The first name called Chico.
Who else?
Children of supporters.
Yes.
We don't operate that way.
Yes.
Mr. Pierre is a Christian.
Yes.
He has a clean heart.
Can you imagine people who have a mind to victimize and marginalize children in order to achieve a political objective of suppressing?
You think we should play that again?
I mean, come on. Someone has just sent me a message and they said, this is just to remind you about the Sarot Early Childhood Center. He facilitated and has now closed because it is not financial. And the person says, I'm talking about Guy Joseph.
Guy Joseph, we know from the time you went there. I'm like, so...
Terry, we have to take the break.
Take a break and we're going to take some calls.
When we come back, if you want to continue your comments or open the calls, I leave it up to you.
Another problem.
It's your call to me.
Yes, okay.
This is The Real Issues. Don't go away.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The Ministry of Health has launched yet another service under universal health coverage. This new service includes conducting pap smears using liquid-based cytology, which will assist in eliminating cervical cancer.
This new method of conducting pap smears is more comfortable and more convenient. So ladies, contact your nearest wellness center to get to know about our pap smear clinics.
Turnaround time for HPV testing is 1 week. Any abnormal or positive test, there'll be a following week for the cytology testing. We're also going to test for HPV strains 16 and 18, which are the most aggressive, which cause cervical cancer. We can also test for other STIs such as herpes simplex type 1 and type 2, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and others.
Patients with an abnormal HPV and an abnormal cytology shall be referred to the colposcopy clinic. At that clinic, we shall assure that you get the proper treatment and guidance.
So come in and access this new service. Your health is our priority.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. the man.
John Robert Lee, and thanks for the reminder that today, October 10th, is the anniversary date of when the announcement was made in 1992 that our Derek Walcott had won the Nobel Prize for Literature, right? So thank you for that. The actual award, the ceremony and so on of presenting it to him was in December of that year, but the announcement, and that's normally the time of the year when announcements about Nobel Prize winners are made.
Chemistry and stuff came out, I think, 2 days ago.
Yes. So thank you very much for that, John Robert Lee. You're listening to The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, and my, I hope, regular co-host, Terence Fenelon, is in the studio. I don't know if he wants to open the phone lines now, because I heard we have a call already.
Let's take our calls.
Let's begin taking the calls. Yeah, good afternoon to you, caller. You're on the air.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Shelton.
Yes.
Good afternoon to the General Ambassador you have there.
Good afternoon to you.
Mr. Shelton, you all forget one fact. You all forget at 1 o'clock in the morning, these guys were in the House passing a law.
Legislation,
Tell the public.
Passing a law for what?
To tax coals and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is nasty.
That is nasty.
That is a piece of nastiness in the country, in the politics of solution.
I want to invite both of you all for Buddhist session because they didn't pass the law.
Coals and black pudding and that kind of thing.
Imagine that. Nasty, man. You want to call it prime? Man.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
bro. Don't interfere with my parliamentary rep. We have another call? Go ahead.
Yeah, caller, Real Issues. Go ahead. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, and how do you do? Sheldon, I'm tired of saying good afternoon to you. I'm ex educator.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
So right away, they have somebody else who have a more attitude. Call this a Bajan Nakadi. You're looking at me slight, Go ahead.
No, Sheldon,
last month, because I no lodge not to yom. So I tell myself, I have a sati o mal passing lemo. Go ahead. Parle by Terence Federal. Ma di gwen kanko.
Yes. People, let's not worry if anything what these sick guys have to say. Alan is missing a lot in his life. Everywhere he has worked, he has been a disappointment. Now, being a prime minister, where he never for once ever fought off, he was embraced like something royal. He was dumped like garbage. It's not an easy thing to handle. Now, I'm getting a bit nasty now, because for him to call my prime minister nasty, I don't think he really knows the meaning of that. Let us forgive him too. Because, he misses power. He misses everything. So he's venting out himself. Let him vent himself. Sheldon, I'm getting back to you. I don't want to be a man anymore.
I'm not supposed to be talking to you, but go ahead.
Sheldon, there is something I want to say. Can I say it and use your ear to say it? Nothing insultive, nothing out of order.
Does it have vieux conversation in it?
No.
Okay, all right.
Sheldon, my so boyish.
Just one, put your hand by that delay and cut off button, okay? Go ahead. Clacks, no cut off. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I ain't out of order. Sheldon, there's a particular company, a security company that works at the airport. I have an adopted son that works as a security. And he had never gotten his salary in full. It is always hold that, and hold that. What is happening to our security companies in Lucia? Why are you all getting paid to do a job, having little boys to come and work for you all, working overnight, not sleeping, to get a pay?
Yeah, I know how it is.
What do I do? Just pass show up at travail et porter uniforme li bali apon. So les yok di moun ki ka kebe post la pa vini, I ka sav ki sa ki fet. Stop doing that to the people. You have wife and children to take care of. They too have their responsibilities.
Okay. Let me just tell you something very quickly. And I know anytime I do this, people believe I'm making excuses for them. I happen to know security companies, especially when they're small operations. They're not among the big hitters and so on. And even the big hitters have had their difficult times. Secure St. Lucia, Brinks, I suppose. Guardsman is one of those who looks like they're in the big league. But smaller people who invest in having a security company, I can tell you, they themselves have not had it easy. Getting paid, collecting the money from those that they're working for, including governments. Above here and elsewhere where I've been and lived and so on. I can tell you they have had it. It's a wonder about just staying in business, and a lot of them, security companies are among those who have most quickly and frequently closed down, because sometimes the time it takes for them to get the money, the turnaround time, they have people that they owe, they have expenses for transportation. They just found the business not sustainable, not profitable. So I know they have had it rough in being able to get money. Those who are bigger, they probably have some more reserves. They probably can go to the bank and better negotiate and overdraft and so on. They've had it. But I know security is one business. If you invest in it, it very often is not an easy road at all. That's what I can tell you. You know, so sometimes they won't come and cry to the workers. But even in the case of getting money, you know, I mean, it was heartbreaking to hear security companies who were doing security at schools when I was in Antigua many times. Government, I don't think it's being maliciously done, is the amount of time it takes for things to go through Treasury and for them to protect it. And they do not have that reserve so that they cannot handle such a heavy load of receivables and they have people to pay. I mean, it was rough with them. Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. But I'm telling you, it is not a bed of roses.
You tell me hold that for 10 months, Sheldon.
Yeah, well, I'm not telling you this is the situation in the case of your nephew or whatever, you know. But I am telling you, it has not been a bed of roses for people who do security. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
When you're big, you're big, and when you're not big, you're small.
Well, like we say in St. Lucia, I used to hear the old people say, "Low parfois, c'est faible faible." You know?
That's it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we have another caller waiting. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Oh, I was just making sure because, you know, sometimes it's not me y'all are talking to. There's another person on hold. But it looks like I've gotten the line. Good afternoon, Shelton.
Good afternoon to you.
I know I said good afternoon and you did not answer, so I was wondering what's going on.
Well, I know once
what did I do this time?
I know once Terry is there, I'm regarded as being irrelevant and marginalized. And
Sheldon responded to you. He responded to you.
Listen.
Especially you, one of them. Now, you know, I wonder if that's a plot. Maria come with that thing. Now, the next person I know, you know, is Terry the favor.
I'm not going to do you a Maria, my G.
Okay. I yield.
Frequently, Terry does just show up. You can't depend on them fellas. You know what I'm talking about? That was the day you joue plus à pied, you are saying you are going to obey.
All right, d'accord. What's on your mind?
Listen. Regarding the comment from that man about our Prime Minister, when I heard it, I was deeply flabbergasted. I could not believe two things. One, that it was my Prime Minister the man was talking about. Secondly, I could not imagine that this man would be passing by a building and he's not seeing the front of the building, he's seeing the back. Do you know that's his habit? He never sees what's in front, he sees what's behind. Because remember the grass behind the grass. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So Met is so pissed. He cannot pinpoint what his anger is, what brought it about, but all he knows, garçon ouais monsieur bouc noir ça là, garçon monsieur empêché moi avec bouc blanc, moi coulia avec bouc blanc qu'a fait là, garçon matin monsieur, bon on a passé mon building tous les jours, moi fâché, I need to start a war. onion sellers. So all of that anger, why do we have all of this anger all of a sudden in this country? And these politicians, so-called politicians, from that other party, because that's not Flubbo, are projecting all of this animosity on us, and they are complaining about crime. And there's another thing I find deeply amusing. Everything good, no, everything bad, everything negative created by Philip J. Pierre. Everything bad, Philip J. Pierre must be blamed. But he should not take credit for everything good. So if he's he that's responsible for everything bad, he even responsible for the strike that happened in the U.S., the port strike. Why shouldn't he be responsible for everything good? But what we need to open our eyes to is the fact that under Philip J. Pierre, even the sportsmen have recognized it. St. Lucia Kings playing for the last 9 years, they never won. They've made it to finals, they never won. They won this time. Yes, Philip J. Pierre did that too. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks. We continue taking your calls, and we have time, 7 minutes to 2 o'clock for a few more.
Call there, or I could share nicely. No calls.
Right, yeah.
Let me tell you something. A few Sundays ago, Shelton, I was going to my, I go to swim. And by VJ, I saw this nice gentleman, well dressed. If it's how you call this slasper stuff. And I stopped automatically. After I saw, I realized that's a former student of mine. Says, wow, you look good, you look sharp. What's happening for you? Where you working? Said, Sam, employed if Liat. But we'll take that call, I will.
Okay, all right. There. Hi, caller. The Real Issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, good. How are you doing?
Doing all okay.
Right. I heard Mr. Felino was listing the sins of Guy Joseph, the sins of his nasty.
Yeah, can you speak up a bit for us?
Yeah, I'm saying I heard Mr. Felino talking about Guy Joseph's nasty attitude, his sins, and his malfeasance in governance. He forgot to mention one thing though. I remember he took Miguel Preview to court over that. The preschool in
the preschool, yeah.
Where his staff was paying salaries of school staff and everything like that. So all that are hidden treasures we need to investigate. You understand? He needs. Let me tell you something. I am of the view that the special prosecutor by now, or even early next year, or next year, first 6 months of next year, should be able to come out and say something. We don't want to be something that is caused by the country. We don't have the Prime Minister can't get involved in the judicial aspect of things. But the special prosecutor's office need to come out and say something. Because,
yeah.
I mean, we were banking on that as voters to say, okay,
yeah, you know something. A lot of those people who have the orientation of magistrates and judges and so on, they don't have political sensitivity about them. I think so. In other words, they're there to do the work and to do it with the rigor, the whole forensic rigor of a jurist, of sifting through a whole lot of documents, etc., etc. Yeah. And they're not the kind of people who will trust to have a communications officer who will go out and say it for them because they're afraid that the communications officer not being grounded in the law and in prejudice and in a whole lot of things that you should not go and speak about, because then when the case comes you would have compromised it and so on. They're not people who are really concerned about what the public thinks. As a former chief magistrate, Robert Innocent, that's his name, he's going to think more about putting together his case and his documents and so on in a manner that is most likely to hold up in court. So the political sensitivity side in terms of liaising with him and being able to come and say, look, we can give you the assurance that the public prosecutor is working. There are things that we cannot talk about. This thing can get thrown out if it can be shown that we prejudiced it and so on. The only person who I think can connect and speak with the special prosecutor and determine as a politician or a quasi-politician to come and engage with the public would be the Attorney General. Yeah. And even then, that would be if the special prosecutor who has a very independent office and so on, agrees, to that kind of engagement and so on. It's not a matter of they doing it because they spite us and there's a lot of things that people don't understand about jurisprudence and being a magistrate and being a judge and so on, the world in which. It's not because they think they're cut above us. They have to be very circumspect and careful in how they treat with evidence and those things and how they engage with it. All right? In America, you'll probably hear more because a judge will not only, or special prosecutor Jack Smith, will not only be looking in it, but Jack Smith will have a range of other people in his office, in the special prosecutor's department. He'll have a PR and communications person who is a lawyer also. You understand? So who not only goes and speaks about it, but knows the fundamentals on which, I don't know if I'm making sense to you.
Well, maybe we should adopt the same posture because the public needs to know what's going on because we are the ones paying the special prosecutor. And it's happening in that censure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To some people, they'll still question: is he still alive? Is he at work? Is he not working? Because you're not hearing nothing.
Yeah, we understand. Wrap up, because it's 2 minutes to 2 1.
On the other issue, I heard Spider talking a whole lot of nonsense on his brand new so-called show. I said, for every day Spider opens his mouth, it's like a great disappointment to himself.
Okay. I don't know if you're still feeling disappointed about certain people, then I don't know. I don't mean it in a bad way, but you yourself, you have a problem. If you're still allowing certain people to disappoint you. But let's leave that for another day. Even tomorrow, we can talk about it, okay?
No problem.
All right. Now, I think we have to do a quick wrap up here.
Yeah, you could just put my banner up, right? Say that there are things we have to look at maybe when we come back to see how these fellas are so nasty.
Well, that's the end of the show. We're 2 o'clock already, yeah. So it
was nice being here.
Yeah. So just know you had to come back tomorrow.
I'll see how it goes.
Thank you very much, Terence Fenelon, for another great period. Thank you very much, Jaquan,
all right,
for another great job with the calls, etc. And maybe one of these days we must dedicate some time to talking about the judiciary and a lot. They've been under some attack recently for bail they granting and the sentences they give, and we have to be able to understand those things better. They're unlikely to come on the program and talk. But I'll do my best, and I know you will give me all your support. Those of you who have some better understanding. So Lydia Faisal, for example, I'm putting you, that's the phrase this is, I'm putting you on notice, right? Okay, folks, that's the real issues for today. Don't forget, it's Thursday tonight, 8:30 p.m. on NBC Television, Real FM, Facebook Live.
It's showtime.
Can I help you with Richard Frederick? Until then, Shelton Daniel signing out.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The Ministry of Health has launched yet another service under universal health coverage. This new service includes conducting pap smears using liquid-based cytology, which will assist in eliminating cervical cancer.
This new method of conducting pap smears is more comfortable and more convenient. So ladies, contact your nearest wellness center to get to know about our pap smear clinics.
Turnaround time for HPV testing is 1 week. Any abnormal or positive test, there'll be a following week for the cytology testing. We're also going to test for HPV strain 16 and 18.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program to bring you this broadcast.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Thursday, 10th October 2024 were Double Daily Grand
251419. Big 4 3536. The Big 4 multi-expel drone is 2x. Pick 2 81. The Pick 2 multi-expel drone is 2x. 1 off 236. Lucky 3 432. The Lucky 3 multi-expel drone is 2x.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here.